Well, kids, pack up the car, kiss grandma goodbye. It's been a while, but we're heading back to Transylvania.
No!
A woke doctor
Come on, you gotta be kidding!
who was given $10 million to fund a study regarding puberty blockers in regards to mental health.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Excuse me, it's ma'am!
And their benefits, didn't release it.
Why?
Because it didn't work.
Fuck!
Shocker.
Really hard?
I'm Jasper Gonzo on this. Yeah, and she also said, it's because of politics.
Total bullshit.
Of course it was. But it's what's next. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jasper Gonzo. What's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today. Of course, this is the weekend edition. Well, I originally was going to do a story in regards to, a reactionary video regarding about Trump and, of course, his mammoth interview with one Joe Rogan, which has been seen almost at this point almost 30 million times. But I think the interview has been critiqued enough. You know, the good, the bad, and the sometimes meandering of one Donald Trump. But anyway, I think doing this was a little bit more important. There was a story, a study, if you will, a $10 million funded study in regards to puberty blockers, in regards to mental health, and their benefits. Well, it turned out the woman who headed up this study chose not to release it because she said it would possibly be weaponized or politicized for some unknown reason, being that the study showed that it was all trash. Gee, who didn't see that coming? And here we go. This comes out of New York Post. Woke doctor refused to publish $10 million trans study. $10 million funded for this shit. $10 million. Study that showed puberty blockers didn't help mental health. It made it worse. A prominent doctor and trans rights activist, she deliberately withheld a publication of a $10 million taxpayer-funded study. Yes, your money, my money, to fund this shit on the effect of puberty blockers on the American children. And after finding no evidence they improved patients' mental health, more like made it worse, she decided to, you know what, it will be weaponized by critics of trans mental care for kids, and that the research could one day be used in court to argue we shouldn't use blockers. I don't know, like now that we shouldn't use blockers, chop off Johnny's balls and Susie's breasts, because of your funded study. Yeah, okay. Critics include one of Olson Kennedy's fellow researchers of the study, said the decision falls in the face of standard research and deprives the public of really important science in a field where Americans remain firmly divided. No, there's no division. There's an overwhelming do not fuck with our children. Period. And there she is. Lovely, isn't she? She should have no job. Just saying. Anyway. For the National Institutes of Health funded study, the infamous NIH. Fauci, anyone? Research chose 95 kids who had an average age of 11 and gave them puberty blocking drugs starting in 2015. So you destroyed these kids back in 2015. Nice. The treatments are meant to delay the onset of bodily changes like, I don't know, natural things like developing breasts and the deepening of voices, what we all go through. After a follow-up with use for 2 years, the treatments did not improve the state of their mental health, which Olson Kennedy chalked up to the kids being in really good shape, both when they started and concluded the 2-year treatment. However, the Times pointed out that her rosy assessment contradicts earlier data recorded as researchers found that around 1/4 of the study participants were depressed or in cases of suicide. Gee, again, who didn't see that coming before receiving treatment? The result also does not support the findings of a 2011 Dutch study, in which the primary scientific research study by proponents of giving kids puberty blockers. The study shows 70 kids found children treated with puberty blockers reported better mental health and fewer behavioral or emotional problems. Olson Kennedy, the outlet points out, is one of the country's leading advocates for providing gender-affirming care. Yes, we haven't heard that in a while. Adolescents and regularly provides expert testimony in legal challenges to state bans on such procedures, which have taken root in more than 20 plus states. I think it's around 25 at this point. When asked by the Times why the results had not been made public after 9 years, she said, I don't want our work to be weaponized. It has to be exactly on point, clear and concise, and that takes time. Yes, because 9 years isn't enough at $10 million. She then flat out admitted that she was afraid that the lack of mental health improvements borne out by the study could be one day be used in court to argue we shouldn't use blockers. The Washington Post Trans in America survey found that 68% of U.S. adults are against providing puberty blockers to trans-identified youth ages 10 to 14, and 58% oppose hormone treatments for those 15 to 17. Boston College clinical and research psychologist Amy Tinchelman, who was one of the original researchers of the study, pointing out the obvious contradiction in withholding scientific evidence on the grounds that it does not match with your political narratives. I understand that the fear about it being weaponized, but it's really important to get the science out there, she told the outlet. Yes, remember, trust the science. No change is necessary in negative finding. There could be a preventive aspect to it, she said hopefully. We just don't know without more investigation. 9 years. Erica Anderson, a clinical psychologist and trans mental youth expert, told the Post that she was shocked and disturbed that decision to withhold publication of such vital research. We're craving information about these medical treatments for gender-questioning youth. Dr. Olson Kennedy has the largest grant that's ever been awarded to the U.S. on a subject that is sitting on data and will be helpful to know, she said. It's not her prerogative to decide based on the results that she will or won't publish them. She also wasn't buying the Olson Kennedy rationale for holding back the finding studies based on fear of backlash. It's contradictory to the scientific method. You do the research, then you disclose what the results are. Gee, again, common sense. Wow. You don't change them. You don't distort them. You don't reveal or not reveal based on the reactions of others. You report as scientists of what you learned. In a 2020 progress report submitted to the NIH, Olson Kennedy hypothesized that the study participants would show decreased symptoms of depression, anxiety, trauma symptoms, self-injury, suicidality, wow, that's a word, and increased body esteem and the quality of life over time. But it epically failed. This article goes on longer, but I've said in the past, when it comes to longer articles, you get the gist. $10 million over 9 years. $10 million in a 2-year study that has not been released. Why? Because she feared political backlash. She feared that those like Matt Walsh, Steve Deace, and others on the right, or even those of liberal-minded consciousness, will actually step up and say, you know what? This is trash, and you just blew $10 million fucking dollars of taxpayer money to do it. This is what I'm talking about. Gender-affirming care garbage to the NIH. You know, Fauci-led NIH. Well, no longer Fauci-led, because Fauci retired. How convenient, you know. I'm sorry, but people like Olson Kennedy need to be sent to the gulags.
This mother...
Need to be sent, I don't know. Is hanging too harsh?
What the fuck?
Just saying. But anyway, yeah, I know. Some of you knuckleheads. Oh my gosh, he's calling, to demise her. No. The fact of the matter is, she needs to be put in prison. She needs to be fired first, brought up on charges, and thrown in prison, and then throw the prison away.
It's not serving time in some federal penitentiary. It's a huge, hot, heaping pile of horse.
Because people like this should not even be near our kids. Should not even be fucking near them. But yet, when you have evidence, overwhelming evidence, that this is destructive behavior, coincidental with parents allowing their kids to be used as guinea pigs for shit like this, that's why you have those like Chloe Cole and others who have detransitioned, who are standing up and saying, this shit needs to stop. It happened to me. It can happen to your kids. Something needs to be done. So, taxpayers, $10 million. Wasted. Just like Ukraine. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.